We are live. Hey guys, it's Heather Boyd Wire, and we are doing Let's Get Wired today. This is a live stream where you guys can work along with me and share your pictures on Discord. Now, if you don't know what Discord is, it's a kind of a platform where there's little sections where we can share different work that we're working on. It's different than Facebook. It's a nice kind of very more intimate platform where we could get to know each other, share some cool things. Hey Susan, you're the first one on. I'm gonna pull up the video on my laptop, and I have to plug in some devices that they don't run out of steam here, and we're gonna get going. Amber's here, Rebecca's here, and Denise is here. Awesome, guys. Yeah, we're 12 noon Eastern time in Montreal, and let me know where you're watching from, what time it is, and we'll get started. So I just have to find, it's not showing up on my computer, but we'll try to find it. There's always a little troubleshooting at the beginning. And Pamela is here. I'm missing some comments because I'm trying to get the video up on my computer, but hopefully it'll come. And so in the meantime, I'm going to plug in some of my devices. I've got my iPad here, so if you want to share pictures on Discord, you can do that. I'm going to put the link up as soon as I can get through. Anna's here. Lots of people here today, and I'm going to have to go back in the comments. If I miss your name, you can introduce yourself again, but for now, I'm just going to get the technology going, and we'll go from there. Okay, iPad charging, that's great. I'm just gonna bring this down a little bit. Perfect, and 12:04, good. So let's see if we can find the video. Linda's here, 12:03. Brampton, same time as here. That's it, and mystery is I cannot find my video on my laptop, which is very, very, very strange. That's never happened before, but we'll just get going, I guess, and see. Clarksville, Tennessee, 11:03. That's awesome, man. Alman's here too. Hi, Alman, how are you? I'm just going to figure out my technology here, and I don't want any of my devices to lose steam, especially the iPad, because that's where you guys can share some of your work, and then we'll get going. So what we're doing today, so just to explain, guys, Let's Get Wired is a new series where we share, we work at the same time. So if you don't know already, it's okay. You can always watch the replay and do some stuff after. But today we're going to make some wired trees. I'm going to try not to make them too big because I want it to be something we can, you know, maybe finish a project today. If not, no worries at all. Jenny's in Winchester, Tennessee. So here's like one example of a little wire tree that I've done. Today I want to try to do one where we put it on a rock, which I've also done as well. I don't have a sample of that one. And then this one was one that I made with apples, which was really cool. And I actually have a tutorial for this one. It might have been a live stream as well on my channel. So any tree ones I have already, I'm going to link up below, and in the meantime we're just going to work on some fun stuff together. So if you have 20 gauge wire, it's good. Copper wire is good. If you have some stones, I had asked in the Discord group and in the community section if you have any stones, so let me know in the comments if you do have some stones, if you're working with stones. If not, no worries, you can just do the base like that. It's not a big deal at all. And then also optional, if you have some stones, I picked up some stones. I was up at my cottage and picked up some stones at a little shop in there. A whole bag of river rocks. That's awesome. And then also different wires. Also, you can experiment. Some people also make the trees with chains instead of little beads and stuff. So if you want some chains, it's okay. Oh, if you don't worry if you don't have a rock, Mustafa, it's fine. We don't really need the rock. It's totally fine. You could just do it on a base. So maybe what I'll show you first is how to do it without the rock, and then we'll do one on the rock after. So yeah, you can hang chains down there. I was also thinking it'd be super fun to do a little crochet thing. So I'm going to show you that. Just let me grab my crochet hook and see what we can do about that. So for the crochet, there's the crochet hook. I usually use thinner wire, but actually what I might do is the Beadalon company sent me some thin 26 gauge wire. So let me just find, here's that big box of stuff that Beadalon gave me. It's still under my table. I'm still slowly hacking through all of the wire that they sent me. So probably a good size for that would be, if we're doing some crochet, would be 26. So like this is a 26 gauge wire. And like I said, this is totally optional. This is that rose gold? Peach. That's interesting. That's 26 gauge wire. So that's super cool. I was hoping to find one that's pretty basic. Color, what have we got? Ooh, this is a nice wire. This is like, well, I might use this one. This is 20 gauge, but it's sort of a antique brass. I'm definitely going to use that one. That's really good. I'll definitely use that one for one of the trees. And I just want to find some thin wire that looks good that we can use for the, or maybe even green. That's super cool. Could do more online class for beginning doing wirecraft. Well, yeah, I could try to do some more like simple things as well. Mostly I do tutorials, but that would be an idea to do a beginner class as well. So this is cool. This is like the brown. We can maybe use that. So that's enough sorting through my wires. Let me see if I can pull you guys up on the computer now. And I do not know why I cannot see your comments. It's so bizarre. I see them come up on my, now it's here. Perfect, guys. So we've got you up on the computer, and I'm going to put the link to Discord. So if you're not already a member of Discord, you can sign up, and you can, if you're sharing pictures of work in progress today, it's in the Let's Get Wired section. So let me put that up here. Good. So there's the link to Discord. And so I'm missing a whole bunch of comments. Rebecca, Patricia, Mustafa, Alman, Amber, Susan, Jenny. Who else is here? Susan, got Linda's here. Hi, Linda. And Miriam. Oh, that's my daughter's name. Cool. Tina, Anna, Pamela, God, and awesome. And Denise. Fantastic. So everybody's here. So let me just show you what, I'm going to flip my screen around, and then I'm going to show you also what the Discord app looks like, so you're going to know. So let's flip this around. Perfect. And here's a bunch of like supplies that I have that I'm going to be working with. That's fun. And let me pull up Discord here. So then I can show you what it looks like. I found this is the best way to share pictures and stuff. I found out about this through a site called Art Prof, and it's a really cool site where there's all kinds of like art, like resources for art teachers and stuff. So let's get wired. So this is pretty well it. This is like where we're going to be sharing. So this is like the Let's Get Wired section. This is how the app looks. And if you go to that invitation, you can join this group, and then there's all these categories of different things here. So if we do a regular live stream, you put work in the post live streams. You could introduce yourself in the members section. There's the bracelet making challenge, which is coming up on Tuesday, September 1st. We're going to do the bracelet making challenge. And for the bracelet making challenge, you have two choices. You can either participate on Facebook or on Discord, but please, please, please do not double post, because that's going to be a lot of photos. So you can either choose to participate on Discord or on Facebook. There's the event page on Facebook. So you guys can choose which one you want to do. And thanks for subscribing to your YouTube channel. No problem. So, and then in the share your work section, that's just if you're doing other wire projects that aren't in these particular categories that you can share there. So that's Discord. Today we're in the Let's Get Wired section, and let's get started. So I'm going to start with 20 gauge wire. We're going to save the stone to do after, and I'll put that at the side. And then what I want to do is get some 20 gauge wires. So maybe what I'll do is just remove these, remove those, and I will just get some of this 20 gauge wire here, and I'm going to remove my tools. So here's the 20 gauge. This is the artistic wire, craft wire. It's really good. A great looking stone. Yeah, those stones I just collect over the years. I have this nice one that's like more like a white quartz thing. So I have all kinds of stones. I've done all kinds of custom, things for people. I had a guy that used to run a marathon. It was like a 100K marathon. He would run from our house all the way downtown and all the way back. It was like some special, like marathon thing, and I made him custom trophies with wire and then with the stones that were from the mountain, which was really cool. That was quite a few years ago, so I have a bunch of stones left over from that. So what you're going to do is for the tree, you want to cut a bunch of pieces of wire. I'll do the simple tree first. So just take a bunch of pieces that I don't want to make it too big just for the sake of doing a sample. So I'll cut a bunch of pieces that are about, say, 8 to 10 inches long. So let me actually get a ruler so we can kind of keep track. And I know at one point Ginger was doing a really great job just like calculating amounts of wire and stuff like that. So I'll try to do it as I go. Adelaide says, want to say quick hello. Okay, can't say. Oh, thank you so much for hopping in. I appreciate that. So let's go ahead and cut some wires. So there we go. So 20, and let me know in the comments if you're working with me at the same time. So let's just cut a bunch of pieces that are, say, 10 inches long to be sure. That's probably going to be too long because I really don't want to make it too big. So let's do, yeah, we'll just do 10. So I'm going to cut a bunch of pieces of wire. I think I'm going to keep it pretty small to start. So we're going to do about 7 pieces, okay? And we're going to keep it simple. But if you want a thicker tree, you could definitely use more pieces of wire if you want more branches. But for the sake of simplicity, we're going to just cut 7 pieces of wire. You're working with me. Awesome, Mustafa. I love it. That's fantastic. And so we'll cut 7 pieces of wire. And like I said, length and number of wires isn't super important because you can always adjust it and you can always add wires. So it really, really doesn't matter, you know, the size and the number of wires that you use. It just depends on the effect that you want at the end. And as in a lot of wire sculpture, you can, you know, adapt as you go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and one more. We're going to do 7. I'm working. Awesome. Almond's working with me too. Fantastic. And do you guys have 20 gauge wire? Just let me know in the comments. So what we're going to do is you want to leave enough for the, roots. So leave, like, say, at least 2 to 3 inches for the roots at the bottom. So we're going to go ahead and do this. Now I haven't done one of these in a long time, so bear with me. It's been a really long time. So what you could do to start is actually just like twist the first 2 together just to have a starting point. So we're going to just twist the first 2 together and just to have a little starting point for this. Actually, my daughter used to make a lot of these trees as well, and I think she had her own little technique of doing it as well. So I think I'm really not going to make it super big, and so I may have cut these actually too small, but we're going to just start like that. So we're just going to maybe twist it up a couple of inches. That should be good. And then we're going to add wires. So at that point, you can get these. And actually, I did it. The other copper tree I did with the industrial copper, the wire was already twisted together. So that was like super fun and super easy. So now we're just going to add wires as we go. And you can do it as loose as you want. You don't want it super tight. So if you do it a little bit looser and uneven, it's going to look more organic, which is really cool. So just keep adding the wires as you go. So Amanda's here. Hi, how are you? So we're doing trees today and we're just kind of winging it. This one I'm doing, so it's without the rock base, but you can definitely, we're going to do one after with the rock base, which will be cool. And then just like I said, I'm keeping this super loose. You can do it as tight or as loose as you want. So we're just going to bring that around. And I'm starting with 7 wires, but I might end up adding more. So it's good to have, I like to have an uneven number of wires just because I find it a little, just aesthetically, I find it better with, you know, design principles. It's often nicer to have an odd number rather than an even number. It just looks a little more asymmetrical and I think it looks better. So yeah, we're just keeping to add wires. And this is sort of like the number of roots that I want to have, but I can definitely fatten up the trunk as I go. So that's not a problem. And the other thing I wanted to do in one of my trees was we were driving to the cottage the other day and there's a lot of trees by the road, obviously, on the highway. And often in the trees, you'll see crows like sitting in the tree. And it was such a powerful image that I wanted to, in one of my trees, to put a crow. So that's something that's going to be, I'm going to put in one of my trees as well. So just a little wire crow. I have a little idea of how I'm going to do it. So we're going to see. So see, you see how the trunk starts to fatten up like that? So that's really cool. These are going to be for the base. And then if you do want to add wire, it's not a problem at all. You can just get more wire and maybe cut it a little less because you're not going to be doing it like the full length. You don't need it for you don't actually need it for the roots because you maybe don't want that many roots. So for that, if you want to add wires and you don't want it to be like in the roots, just like leave a little bit here and add it a little bit more just to fatten it up a bit. So this is totally optional if you want to add more. And even what you can do is you could like bring it back down on itself if you wanted to, see? So you can make it more like crisscross like that. And then that just gives it a little bit more interest. So it's really depends on how you want it to look. So now if we have these little ends, we can just kind of like bring them around and clip them off. So this is where you get creative. This is where you decide how you want it to look, how thick you want it to be. And so we can go ahead and add some more, another wire there too. So say you want the bottom to be a little thicker, you can do that. You can even like just go up a little bit and then come back down again if you want the bottom to be a little more thick. You know, it's art, right? So you just go with the flow. You see what looks good for you. It's really a matter of personal taste. Personally, I like when things are a little more abstract and a little more kind of free-flowing. So it's whatever you think is good. So now we've just got this here. Oh, Ginger's on. Awesome. I'm not sure what I did, but I couldn't find this. Yeah, it's weird, eh, Ginger? I couldn't find it either when I first started the video. I tried to find because I film it on my iPod, and then when I went to find the video on YouTube, it didn't pop up. So YouTube can be really glitchy that way. I don't know why, it's just like that. So here we go. So we've got the tree base. So it's cool how it's a little thicker at the bottom. And then for these you need to push out a little bit like this. And these are going to form your roots. So this is one that my daughter did. So she's just like has those going straight out like that. But if you wanted to make them more like thicker, these roots, you can even go ahead and twist some of these together. Like if you decide you want it like a little more like that. Like I said, this is where you get creative. You can do whatever you want with it. So if you want to twist, say, a couple of them together, you can. And you can even go ahead and get more wires and build them up. And there's just so much you can do with this. And then what you want to do here is you can either leave them plain like that, or something that I like to do is just kind of like bend them and spiral the ends. So, and make them as long as you want. So I don't really like having those harsh ends like that. So what I might do is just take this and cut it and then just bring it in like this. So we're just going to bring it in like this. And then you could kind of like, if you go that way, it gives it a little bit of interest, and it also gives it a little more stability because it's going to be have a little more width to be able to be propped up. So this you can go ahead and bend these any which way you want. And again, let me know in the comments if you're making wire with me. I'd be curious to know if you're playing along. And that's sort of the point of these live streams. I mean, you're certainly welcome just to watch and hang out and chat, but also if you want to make things at the same time and share pictures in the Discord, that'd be super awesome too. And I'll just get a little bit further, and then when you guys have started sharing pics, I'm going to show them on the screen. So that's super fun. So there we go. So we're just going to see how we're just doing that and just making it look kind of interesting. This is for the base, and we're just going to go ahead and do this. And of course, if you're watching the replay of this, you're welcome to put it on fast forward. Amber told me last week she watches my videos often in fast forward, and I sound like a chipmunk, so that's amusing. I should actually watch myself as a chipmunk. I think that'd be hilarious. I was going to write a comic about that, and actually I think I will. So Amber, your comment will be immortalized on my comic Instagram. So there we go. So that's the base like that. And so now what I'm going to do is I always like this trunk to look more interesting. So what I do is I kind of bend it. Yeah, yeah, you're my muse, Amber. So so if you don't mind me writing a comic about you, that would be awesome. I can change your name if you like. So there we go. So doesn't it look cool when you bend the trunk of the tree? I think it looks amazing when you do that. I think it's super cool. And so now what you're going to do is same thing here. If you do want to kind of bend some, like this one, I didn't, or I think this one my daughter made. I don't remember anymore. But I think this one she didn't twist the ends together. Actually, these little dangly bits were from a recycled earrings, I think. Like she had made some earrings and then we just upcycled them and hung them on the tree. So that's a cool way to hang stones from the tree. It was like a little squiggly do and then just the little beads, the little stones at the end. So that's a fun way to do it as well. In one of my comics, that would be fantastic. Okay, let's do it. Okay, so now we're going to twist these together just to, bring these out a little bit more. And this also, you can get very creative. You can add more wires to this if you want. I'll show you how to add wires actually if you want to. So we're going to just twist these, do the basic shape like that. So these are just like sort of the basic shape. And then if you want to add wire to the branches, you can definitely do that. Get a piece like 5-6 inches. And what you could do is just like start here and maybe just like stick the wire here, okay, and go ahead and then twist this together here. So we're going to go ahead, twist these. You see it's very, very open-ended. So if we're going to go here and then this one too, you can just like twist it here. We're just adding it in here and away we go. So that's just like adding an extra wire. Maybe I'll do one more for fun. And I don't want to go too crazy here, so we'll add another piece. And we want to try to keep it somewhat balanced as well. So maybe what I'll do is just add a piece up here. See, let's see what happens if we add it up here. I'm not quite sure. So we're going to add it up here like that. And then this one, let's see. We can just kind of bring it up and see what it does. Yeah, this is all like experimentation, so we're going to add it. So that's kind of cool. You could even kind of add it like that. It's not like, if you find it's wiggling around a bit, sometimes we can take this other wire and wrap it around, and that gives it more stability. Like that's one of my little hacks to get things so they don't twist around. You bend one wire around and then get the wire from the other side and bend it around, and then it's super solid. Like it's not going anywhere. So now, what I thought would be super fun is I like that idea of hanging chains. So I have these chains that happen to kind of match this color. Now, I'm going to give you options because not everybody has chains. So let me just cut this one open. And here's the chain. This is just from the dollar store. You can use like any kind of chain you want. And I think it would be, I just think it's really cool, the idea of adding chains to it. It looks kind of steampunk. It looks kind of just kind of funky. And so they're not going to slide all over the place. I think we're going to have to do some little loops. So this, you could also do the same thing if you're dangling beads. So I'm going to give you options for this. So let's go ahead and wherever you think you're going to hang the chain, just take this, your round pliers, and do a little loop. So see, we've got a little loop there. And then what we're going to do is just put however many loops that you want. So we're going to go there and then maybe one more at the end. Okay, so we're just going to go around here. And then from there, you're going to clip it off. So we'll just give that a little clip. And I don't think I'm going to do the finished tree because I do want to do some other things, but I'm going to do this just to show you how it's going to look. And then what you can do is when you want to see the finished one, I'll work on it today and I'll put the pictures in the Discord group. So there's like loops to hang down the chain, and then we're going to get this chain and either do like a single hanging down one, or you could even do a double. So let me just see how it would look double. I'm just going to cut a little piece here, and if we stuck it down there. So yeah, you can definitely do like a double or a single. I think the double looks cool. And so the question is, how are we going to attach it? So let's just see if we can open up these chain links. You should be able to, like, they're probably pretty cheap. They're from the dollar store. So just let me have a look. Yeah. Looks like you can definitely open them up. So we're going to just get the chain, open it up a little bit. Hopefully it's not going to break. So we'll open it up, and then we'll just stick it on the branch. Make sure this loop is closed so it's not going to fall out. And we'll stick it on the branch here and close it up. So I'll just close it up. Yep, so that's closed. So now you can see it's like dangling down, and a weeping willow, yes, with the chains. Yeah, I've seen several people do it like this. There were a few people in the Facebook group that made some trees with little chains, and I just thought it was such a cute idea. So then you can make them like slightly different sizes if you want to hang them down. So what I'm going to do is, I'm not going to finish this now because it's going to take forever, but I'm going to give you options. So that's one option for the kind of branches. Another option would be just to kind of do like I did in my other one. Well, there's a few. You can get head pins, and then you could just, if you don't have a head pin, you can make your own. So let's try it, the head pin method. So here's like the head pin, and then what would be the head pin. And if you don't have one, you just take a wire and loop the end and then bend it back. So this would be sort of like the head pin. And then I would get that I bought at the cottage, and I'm going to cut them open and take some of those stones and put those on the head pins. So there we go. Put a few of those. Let me move these to the side. They're going to go all over the place. So these are, I guess, aventurine stones, the little stone chips. I usually would buy them wholesale, but I happened to be at a little tourist shop near my cottage, and there was a bunch there. So I said, oh, I'll just pick them up. Sometimes I can't be bothered to going to my wholesaler because it's downtown, and I don't like going downtown so much these days for obvious reasons. So this is, yeah, and if you want to alternate like long ones and short ones, you can. Let's stick a long one in there. And then this one here just makes it look more interesting. So there, if you put a bunch of these, and you can put as many or as little as you want. So let's just do a little comparison here. We'll put another one and another one. Yeah, I definitely would not have time to finish this tree on the live stream, but I'm going to show you options and then I'll finish it after. So here's with the stones. And then if you're going to hang it on the tree, basically you would cut this to 1/2 to 3/8 of an inch. And then you would do this. And yeah, it's cool with the chains, guys? Like, there's so many possibilities for this. So we're just going to bend that here, and then let's put it on this end here. So we're going to stick it like that, close it up, and there's option number 2 with the stones hanging down. Now let's do another option. Actually, maybe I'll do some on the other side. Otherwise, it's going to be unbalanced and it's going to fall over. So let's do a few more loops on the other side. I'll just get this going. Okay, a few more little loops. Bend that, and then this one, and then we can decide. You guys, we're going to vote after, and you guys can let me know which option you prefer, or if you think it's going to be a good idea to do a bit of different alternating them, because that's also a possibility. So here we go. There is the loops, and we're going to get another piece of the wire and just kind of do a little bend. Sometimes you could just bend a single bead down as well. And what I'm going to do for this is, yeah, this was something that was done on that tree. So basically you can just do a little loop at the end here, and then maybe just like a little, I think it was like a little spiral thing. There's all kinds of things you can do. You can kind of just, maybe I'll get my bigger pliers for this. You can do like kind of like a little kind of back and forth thing, which is super cute. Okay, so if we're gonna go like that, you could just kind of make it fun. You could do like more spirally things. You can just do like a little back and forth kind of loop thing. And I'm gonna leave a little bit of an opening so we can stick it on the tree. So we're gonna just do like that kind of thing. And then we want to hang the stones at the bottom. So let's go ahead and do like the little jump ring thing again. So there we go. And like that. And then let's get a few stones to put at the bottom. So we'll just get our stones, and hopefully the holes are big enough. Sometimes with these stones, there can be like little ones that aren't as good. Like here, this one, I find the hole is way too close to the end, so I wouldn't use that because it's going to eventually snap, and I definitely don't want to do that. You know, it's really frustrating when you have a finished piece and then it just snaps. So we'll just use ones that the holes look pretty centered. So here's, if we want to put 3 little stones on there, you can put two or 3. I don't know if it really matters. Maybe I'll just do 2. I'll do 2 this time just to make it different. And then we're going to, Francis says, hi, Heather. Yes. How are you doing, Francis? Do I remember you? Maybe. Refresh my memory, because I do run into a lot of people on YouTube, unless you're somebody that I met in person, which is highly possible as well. I wish all my Halloween decorations weren't boxed up. Oh, a metal 3D pumpkin. Ooh, that's cool. Yeah. Yeah, you could dig out all kinds of things to accessorize with the tree. That would be really, really cool. So now we're going to attach this here to Francis. Yeah, that rings a bell. Francis, do I know you from Etsy? Yeah, that's possible. Yeah, that's not a usual name. I knew a Francis growing up as well. So here, this looks cool. So it's like the little beads at the bottom of a squiggle. And then we're going to take this and attach it to the tree here. So we're just going to go here. And then there were a couple of other things I wanted to try. One was to do like a little crocheted thing. So here, that's super cute like that. And then now what I want to do is just take the wire and do like a little zigzaggy thing as well. So we're going to take this. The sky is the limit for this, you guys. You remember Halo, Halo. Halo, Halo. I'm not 100% sure. You have to refresh my memory a little bit more. I was laughing yesterday because I don't have the best memory by any means, and my daughter tends to remember everything for me. So I told her she's my external memory drive, so she can remembers dates and places and stuff like that. So what I always thought might be cute is just to do like a little zigzag thing. I'm just going back and forth with the pliers here just to see how this looks. This might even be something you can do on a jig or something. It just kind of gives the impression of leaves. So we're going to go back and forth like this. And angel voice. Now I'm totally confused. So there we go. So we're going to go around here and back and forth, and do, this kind of looks like also like a weeping willow, because it goes, it's got like sort of a little hanging down leaf type effect here. So I kind of like this one too. We're just going to go around here, and this you can kind of sculpt into different quite well. Yeah, this one is cute. This one is really cute with the little back and forth kind of weave like this. So I think this is definitely a good idea if you have a lot of hours, because it looks like it's going to take a long time to do. So we're just going to go around and around. And then finally, when you get up to, you know, the length that you want, we're just going to, same thing, cut it to 3/8 to 1/2 inch, about there. And then we're going to loop it onto the tree. So let's go ahead and loop this. Looks like a bunch of grapes. It does a little bit. Yeah, it's very organic, that. I kind of like it. So we're going to go around here and just close that up a little bit, and then we'll stick it on this one here. I really like this wire. It's like the antique brass. It's a beautiful, beautiful color and very, very natural looking. So then we're going to close that one up. So that one looks super cool too. I really like that. That's super cool. So let me just get my other wire. Like, this is a yucky color. I'm not sure about that. It's just like, compared to this, it looks really yellow. But you know what? Let's just go for it. Let's just try it. I just wanted to try this to show you guys another possibility for the crochet. I usually use 28 gauge wire to crochet. Sorry, I'm taking my sweater off. I am a little bit warm right here. I'm right by the front window and the sun's coming in. Sip of water. So there we go. I love that one too. It's cool, eh? It's going to be hard to choose, yeah. And so now this is the 26 gauge wire, and this was just a thought I had. Of course, as always, you guys are kind of my guinea pigs to see if it's actually going to work. So we're going to pull this out. Now the boys are being really quiet. Mustafa and Alman, are you? I guess you guys are. I'm wondering if you guys are in a competition to make a tree and post it on Discord. So let me know in the comments if you guys are still watching and if how you're coming with your tree. So that's super fun. There we go. So let's go ahead and take our crochet hook. And I love crochet wire. It's so much fun. Like I said, I usually use the 28, but let's just try the 26 to see if it's going to work. So we're going to go this and basically do like a little chain stitch. So we are going to start with like a slip knot and then take this. I probably should have used a thinner crochet hook, but this might be okay. So the idea is we're just going to, this one's going to be much more abstract. So we're going to just kind of hook this through and make a little bit of a chain. Might look like a hot mess, but we'll see what we can do with it. So I'm going to make it relatively long, and then maybe we can double it up like we did the chain. So we're going to see. Okay, so yeah, it's going to be hard to choose, I think. Just posted pics to Discord. Okay, so Ginger, are these pics in progress of the tree? Let me know in the comments if they're pics in progress of the tree, and then I can pull them up on the Discord apps. So yeah, so if you are making the tree along with me and you want to share pics in the Discord app, let me just put the link again. There's the link to join Discord and share pictures of your tree. She's on it. There we go, guys. So this is Ginger in progress. Awesome. It looks amazing. I love the way you did the roots. It looks fantastic, and you've really thickened up your trunk, which is amazing. And then here it's standing up. Let's get this one up. Awesome. That looks amazing. Yay. You beat the boys. There we go. So you guys keep working if you're working, and as you want to share pictures, I'm going to pull them up on the screen. Wow, yeah, amazing, eh? Crazy Cajun lady, I can go outside and get a rock. Yes, run outside and get a rock, because the next one we're going to be doing a rock. So let's keep going and just finish our chain stitch. I didn't cut a very big piece of wire, but it's okay. We're just gonna, this is just a prototype to see how it looks. So let me know in the comments if you've ever crocheted with wire. It's super fun, and yeah, I really, really enjoy it. So there we go, the little piece of crochet, and then to finish the crochet so it doesn't like pull out of place, you just take the end and put it through here. So we'll put the end through here. Yeah, it looks amazing, eh? Ginger did a great job. So here's that. And then what I'm going to do, what I was thinking to do, well, first of all, we have to make another loop for it actually to hang in place. So let's go ahead and make some more loops and see if this is going to work. This one, like I said, I'm not 100% sure about the color, but at least it's just the idea to show you guys the idea to see if it's something in the realm of possibilities that might be interesting. So Kathy, show us your tree. Oh, where's Kathy? Hey, Heather, I made a wire tree inspired by BBC Earth Channel. Oh, cool. An African safari. Cool. So if you want to share any pics on Discord, if you have done wire trees as well, for sure, go ahead and post them. We're in the tree mode, so it's all good. As long as we're in the subject of trees, we're all good. So now I've done these 2 loops again. So my idea was to kind of hang the chain down. And like I said, the color isn't the best. So the idea would be either like do like we did before and hang it double. Let's see what double looks like. Double, I'm not sure. Let's see. Could be, there we go. Okay, if we do double, yeah, you know what? This for the one for double, I don't know. What do you think? The double like that? I think once it's filled up with these chain stitch, it would look super cool. I think this has potential. I'm just not sure of the color. And then that would be the single. So let me know in the comments if you think it would look better with the single strand or folded over. You like the double, eh? Folded over like the double? Okay, so let's try it. Just because it's, the other advantage of that is it just, it saves time too, because it looks more full and you could sort of fill it out more quickly. So you will have to finish your ends though. So bend the ends around, just bend the ends around like this, just so you don't have like really loose pokey ends. You know, even though you're not wearing this like jewelry, you still want to make sure your little ends are poked in. It's just a good habit to have to make things a little bit more finished. And then you're going to fold it over. Now the problem, of course, would be if you want to attach it to the inside of these, you'd have to, actually you could do that. You could just like, look, because these loops big, so you could just put that in here and then open this loop up a bit. So just open it up a little bit like a keychain, slide it down, and then you can close it up. So that works fine. And then you're gonna have, oh, I think this would look really neat, guys, with the crochet. So if you're into crochet and wire, try it. Yeah, I think it's cool. So I'm gonna have a lot of finished trees to make, but this is our options. So yeah, it works, eh? So guys, here are our options. We can do chain, like regular chain. This is a cheap chain from the dollar store. You could use a head pin and add stones. That's super cool. I mean, you could even wind, we can try winding stones around too. We'll try that too. You can do the chain. You can do like a little sort of spirally or zigzaggy wire and then add a stone at the end. You can do these funky little squares. They're super cool. That looks like a weeping willow. And let's see what happens if we just add stones to the tree. And that, the other advantage of that, of course, it would save time and you wouldn't have to like dangle them down. So if you were to do something like that, let's get a long one so it's going to be easier to work with. So we would just like stick your stones on the branch wire. I think I would do a few. I'm going to see how it looks with 2 or 3, or maybe 2. Let's see what would happen. Like if we did this and then we just kind of wound it around. I don't know if that's going to work. Ooh, oh my, I like that. Okay, so there we go. So that's kind of cool. So if we just kind of wind it around and then we can do another one, stick that on. Okay, guys, we have too many possibilities. I love crochet. Cool. So then let's see if we alternate like 1 and 2 stones. So there's 1, because, you know, it's good to have asymmetry. And then we're going to do a couple more at the end. So I think I'm going to be up till midnight making trees because these are super, super fun. So there we go. Happy accident, twisting the beads, 100%. We love happy accidents. They're the best. So then we're going to twist this around here. And then just to keep it simple, I don't want to have to like twist my ends around. I'm just going to clip that end and then push it in flush. So we're going to clip that. Piece flew across my dining room. Someone's going to step on it. Probably going to be me. It's all good. So there we go. So we're going to stick that in there. So guys, that looks pretty cool too. So with the 2 beads, this one, maybe I'll tighten it up a little bit just so the beads don't wiggle around a bit, although it's fine. It doesn't really matter. Just careful not to snap your beads. Yeah, so there we go. So we've got that, and then you can adjust the size. So in the comments, guys, if you had to choose, you posted a picture in the Facebook group. So yeah, we'll check that after, Kathy. So for these Let's Get Wired live streams, we're just like referencing photos in the Discord group, but no problem. I'll definitely check your tree after the live stream. So here is the dangling with the head pins, the chain, the crochet chain, the squiggly loops, and this kind of spirally, dangly thing, and then just the twisted on stones. So tell me in the comments, which is your favorite of all of those? If you had to choose one, maybe two, let me know in the comments which you like the best. And then we're going to do a tree with the rocks. And then later I'm going to choose, I could even do a combination of a couple of these techniques, but I wouldn't want to go too crazy. I kind of like the idea of being consistent with it. So yeah, so those are all our options for the tree. And I'm going to get a stone. I actually really like this quartz stone, so maybe I'll use this. Either the twisted beads or the squiggly, loopy, weepy looking. Yeah, I like that. Nice. Love them all. Oh, Susan, you have to choose one. So there we go. So here's the stone. And let's see what we can do with this. And let's choose what kind of wire we want to do. I have a lot of wires here. This one is maybe a little bit light. I have also silver. And I could even use like a really, I don't think I'm gonna go to 18 gauge wire. I find that like a little bit too much. And either the silver might be cool to go on this, and maybe I'll do a silver one. Yeah, I don't think I like that one so much. And the other thing I thought after, maybe I could do like a tiny one with 24 gauge wire. That would be very, very delicate. Thank you for showing me how to add wire. Awesome. Good. Squiggly with the stone and the stones twisted on the branch. Nice. Excellent. So guys, yeah, so if you were going to use a tiny stone, like I have a lot of really fun little tiny stones here. These ones, we have a river nearby. Sometimes I go down and get like either little teeny stones, and they even have sea glass. It's not the sea, but there's definitely sea glass down there. So that could be cool too, to get if you had a chunky piece of sea glass to put it on to wind it on the sea glass. I think that would be super cool. Unfortunately, I don't have any big enough pieces here for that. Or the other thing I thought that would be interesting, which I might be able to do, is to put a bunch of stones together. I thought that was another thing I wanted to try, was to get a bunch of stones. That would be super cool to figure out a way to do that without glue, you know, to kind of pile them up and stuff, and maybe even like do different kinds of like stones together. That one looks like a heart. That's beautiful. And I mean, there's a beer bottle, not too picturesque, but it's not too bad. So, and then there's like these little pieces that there's so many possibilities. Like it'd be fun to do like a teeny tiny rock as well. So this is the part where I get confused because there's too many possibilities. I'm just going to put a bunch of these stones together to see what would happen, because there were two things I wanted to try with this. Admin must be busy, not approved. Oh, I don't think you have to be approved. This is in Discord. Let me know, Kathy, if it's in the Discord group, because let me have a look. I didn't think that, I know that at one point Wendy had some trouble getting in. So let me just check the group to see if there's a notification that I have to approve, but I don't. Is the Discord group, hey Kathy, is that what you're talking about? Because I don't see your, I think you're supposed to be able to go right in, and I should really maybe get another admin in that Discord group. Let me know, Kathy, in the comments if it's the Discord group that you're trying to get into, because I don't think I have to approve people. I think they can just join. So let's go ahead and try something with this stone here. So this one, there's a few possibilities that you can do. This is actually a really big stone. I don't know if I want to go this big, but I'll just show you what you would do with this. So if you want to go ahead and get some longer pieces of wire, because there's a couple of ways that you can do this. So what I'm going to do is just get a couple of pieces that, you know, they have to be quite long. So maybe about, let me get my ruler. I'll measure this. Whoop, she's on Facebook. Oh, on the Facebook. Yes, because I'm not doing Facebook stuff right now, but after the live stream, I can approve it on Facebook because if the other admins aren't available, that's going to be a problem. But I will definitely approve it after this live stream, and then people can see it after. And for now, we're just doing with the Let's Get Wired, we're just doing the Discord stuff. Otherwise, I would need more hands to be able to do everything and more devices to do everything at once. So there we go. So we've got this one here. And we're going to cut this. Actually, one of the moderators in the Facebook group is on vacation, so we're only 3 this weekend. And we're a lot of people. There's like 7,000 people in the group now. It's pretty insane. So here is, we're going to, the idea for this, there's a couple of ways I think we can do this, but I'm going to try this way for now. The only disadvantage of this, and you're going to see why, is it doesn't always sit perfectly well. But the idea is you can go ahead and just twist wire around to make a tree like this. This is like the simplest way to do it. And then you can, like, same thing, you can just bring it up as high as you want. And I'm not going to make it too super big just because I don't want to run out of wire, but this is the idea. So you just take your stone and attach it like this. Perfect. Okay, yeah, and then we're going to go around like this and go put this one around here. So there we go, around here and around here. Perfect. Nice. And we're just going to you can keep going around like this, and any which way that you find it easy to attach wires, you can. And this is the same thing. You can add more wires and as you want to go. So that's good. So we're going to go around here and just bring this one around. And this takes some fiddling around because you want it to be like not necessarily centered, but you want it to sit properly. So let's just keep going. I think you're probably going to be good to at least have 3 base wires, and then you can go from there. So we're going to just put this one up here. And I think if we do one more, it's going to be more secure and it won't pop out. So let's get another one. And we're going to pull it out like this. Perfect. Around here. And there we go. Great. And let me know in the comments, guys, if you guys are going to be participating in the bracelet challenge. That's starting on Tuesday, September 1st. I can't believe the summer's almost over and we're already doing the bracelet challenge. I had no idea it was going to go so fast. It's just crazy. We just blinked and the summer's over. So there we go. Although in Australia, the summer's just starting. So that's different. So let's go around like this. And I'm just making it very, very loose, as you see. You can make it tighter if you want and looser. And then the other thing that you can do is if you did want more kind of, what do you call them? The roots. Thank you. And then we're going to just, there's another way you can add them if you want. And then also that would bulk up your roots as well. So we're going to take a piece. We could go like this. Cannot wait for the bracelet making challenge. Yes, it's been a long time in the making, and I'm very, very excited about it. I think it'll be really fun. So what I'll be doing is posting videos every day. I won't be premiering them, but they'll be live. I believe I'm going to put them live at 8 a.m. Eastern, and then that way people in other parts of the world can get a chance to get started because we have a lot of people overseas. And then we'll be also sharing pictures on Discord, but also on Facebook. So if you're not on Discord, you can share on Facebook, and if you're not on Facebook, you can share on Discord. And here, I'm just, to show you what I'm doing, I just got to add this here. But like I said, I'd really appreciate if people don't double post, because otherwise it's going to be way too much to keep track of. So we're going to go around here and just kind of double them up and bring this up like that. And then that way it goes a little bit faster. And then if you want to just bring these up here, you can, you know, keep them up here as well. So you'll have a couple more little shorty branches, so that's fine. And then to get them so they don't twist, it's good to like twist two of the branches together. So it's going to fix it in place and makes it look a little more interesting. So you can add roots like that if you want. It's totally up to you. I'll do a couple just so it doesn't look weird just having one. And you can decide if you like that effect or not. If you don't like it, no problem. You don't have to do those extra roots at all. So I'm just trying to, with this live stream, give you guys a lot of possibilities of things you can do with the tree. So there we go. I'll be in the bracelet making challenge. Yes, and Mustafa, you're going to be joining on Discord. That's fantastic, because I really felt bad for the people that didn't have Facebook to participate in the challenge. So Discord is a great option. So now if we want to do another root, I'm going to just stick this one on this side, and we're going to go up. This is going to go up the other way. So this is really going to be a nice little kind of jaggly tree with wires going both directions. So it just looks a little more, it just looks a little fuller type of thing. And so we could put these ones out here, and then same thing, if you want it fuller down below, just backtrack, just bring the wire back, and then that way it's going to be thicker at the bottom. So that's good. So there we go. I'm going to give it a go this time. Yay, awesome. That's good. Well, they're different. The bracelets are all different levels. I'm going to try to also, you know, there are options in them. So some people might want to make something a little more elaborate, and some people might want to make them more simple. So there will be definitely some options with the designs as well. So that's good. So now we've just added that extra wire there. And then the important thing to do with the tree now, well, here we can just, we'll twist some of these together too, just to get started. I'm not going to go too crazy with the branches because you guys got the idea from the previous design. So this will be our branches. I could definitely add to the branches as well. This is the trunk, and then now I'm going to tighten these up because, like you can see, they're not super tight. So for that, I have a little trick. So you get your round pliers and you just give them little bends, little jogs, little bends, and then that tightens up the wires and it makes them look more interesting as well. So we're just going to tighten these up, and see at the bottom, you just kind of push them in a little bit so they're you know, look like they're kind of flattened in there. I'll show you the problem with this design in a minute, but also these little roots here, you can definitely adjust these as well. Show the chain tree. Oh, you want me just to show you what the chain tree looks like, Mustafa? Is that what you mean? This is the tree with the chain on it. So that we've done a little loop and we've hung the chain sort of in the middle of the piece of chain. Let me know if that's what you mean. Hopefully you got a good look of it. Hey Yvonne, how are you? You're just in time for tree number 2, and I will show tree number 1. I just showed tree number 1, but I'll show it again after. So now we're going to just take these, and you can kind of bend them a bit. So you can kind of sculpt these roots as well. So there's a lot of possibility. The other possibility is you can do all the roots like this with this little end, and then take another wire and string them together. That's actually maybe even a better possibility to do it that way. I think I've done it that way before, where you make these roots and then you take a separate wire, a thinner wire, to pull them out in place. This one looks a little silly, so we're just going to kind of adjust that a bit there. And this one here. So yeah, there's lots of possibilities for this. Like I said, if you want to take a 24 gauge wire and just string those together, you can. So now I'm just going to show you the problem with this design. It's not bad with this rock, but sometimes the rock will like go back and forth because of the crisscrossing wires underneath. So that's, you know, just something to keep in mind. If you need to tighten these up underneath too, you can go ahead and twist them and tighten them up there. So it's not too bad. I think there's a lot of possibilities for this. It would be super cute too if you maybe even add some little stones or something at the bottom. That could be really cool. So that's definitely a possibility. So that is tree number 2. And then I had another idea, third idea. I really don't know if it's going to work, but I thought it'd be fun to try. So I'm going to get another wire. Let me decide which one I want to get. If I have the brown. Brown's not too bad. Do I want brown? Yeah, maybe brown. I also have black, but I think I'll try the brown. So Susan, the tree on the rock reminds group of 7. Yes. The frame print. Oh yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, group of 7, iconic Canadian painters, if you've never heard of them. This is 18 gauge. I'm not going to use 18 gauge. It's a little bit too thick. And what have I got over here? This is the 26. We don't need this. And that one is a little thin. So why don't I go ahead and use some 20 gauge. Let me just see if this is what I want to do. Is the black though? No, I'm not sure I want to use the black. I think I'm going to use this silver again. So I am going to get the wire, and this idea, I'm not sure if this is going to work at all. So what I was thinking to do, and I could even get a thicker wire for the base. Let me just try to find some 18 gauge wire, because I think I want to start with the 18 gauge wire for the base, and we'll go from there. So we'll get 18 gauge wire and see how it goes. Okay, so Yvonne, I don't know why your message didn't show. I had to approve it. I was thinking I could hang all of my granddaughter's pictures on the second tree. Ooh, that would be really cool to add photos, and that would be something that I should maybe work out a little design. I did those little plexiglass shapes where you could maybe do something like that to put their pictures inside. Remember when I did Amber's little doggy in the plexiglass shape? That was really cool too. So what I was thinking to do, I'm not sure if this is going to work, but I was thinking to do something like what we did with the candle holder. So let's see if it's going to work. What it would be like just kind of do a shape. Like it could be an organic shape, it could be round, but I think I'll just like kind of keep it a little bit kind of organic. I'm not even sure what I was going to do with this. This looked good in my head. I don't know if it's actually going to work. So we're going to bring that around. And then the idea was to like bend up one side and then finish the other side. So let's just see. We're going to bring that around. And Ralph is here from Sweden. Hello. What time is it in Sweden? Yeah, that was super cute. Yeah, the little doggy, eh? Yeah, yeah. So now the idea would be just to kind of finish these ends. Actually, this one we could probably go ahead and bring that across. Let me just see. No, I think I'm going to just finish this one here. Okay, just to have a little, okay, this is just going to make a shape. So this one I might trash it. We're going to say, what did we remember? We had a name for that. Love it or leave it. Something like that. So we'll see if we're going to love this or leave this design. So that's the idea was to do like a little base. We're almost making a little island. I don't know if this is going to work, but we are going to try it. So we can also do, oh, okay, I just had a thought. Let's see if this is going to work. So I'm going to cut some wires that are not super big, but big enough that we can form cash or trash. There's a good one. Yeah, this might be a trash, but it also might be a cash. So we're going to try it. So this one is 16 gauge. Yeah, so that's what I used for the candle holder was 16 gauge, but this is actually 18 gauge just for the base, but you could use 16 gauge as well. I'm going to use 20 gauge for the part that will become the tree. And then what I'm going to do is cut some pieces that are, I'm just trying to think, 12. I think they'll have to be more than 12. So I'm going to cut 15-inch pieces, and let's just see if that's going to do, if that's going to work. So 15-inch pieces. Ginger, if you're taking notes, it's 15-inch pieces. I stole from Jackie. That's hilarious. Maria, hello from Georgia, USA. Awesome. Is that Georgia? It says Georgian. Do you mean Georgia? Because I've been to Georgia. I went years ago. My dad was an engineer. He's retired, and he used to bring us to his conferences. And one year we went to Atlanta, Georgia, on one of his conferences. We drove across the country. We did camping, and then we stayed in this very luxurious hotel for his conference, and that was super fun. Although we didn't walk downtown Georgia because apparently it wasn't, or downtown Atlanta, apparently it wasn't super safe. So we pretty well stayed in the hotel the whole time. I have to find some rocks. Yes, you definitely have to find some rocks. I want to try some stuff with sea glass too. Right now we're just doing a little troubleshoot here. We'll see if it's going to work. So I've cut 4 pieces of wire that are 15 inches long. This is 20 gauge. And what I want to do, I made this funny little base. So let's see if this is going to work. We want to center it. So center the wire so it looks like it's going to be sort of somewhat centered. We're going to bring this one around, bring this through, and the idea behind this is it should all stay at one level because you're going to have the same amount of like little loops all around the piece. So we're going to see if it's going to, you can add hot glue and sand. That would be super cool. I love that idea. Or little bits of moss or plants or little things, artificial flowers or maybe real little silk ones or wire ones. Oh, I didn't do my crow yet, guys. I have to do my crow after this. So let's just keep going with this. So we're going to do one piece here and one piece here. And we're going to see if this is actually going to work. We actually might need more pieces of wire because I don't know if these are going to be close enough together. So let's try with maybe 5 because this is 4 that I've cut, but I might have to do 5. So we're going to do this one here and then put another one, just trying to make like a little basket cage thing for this. So Maria says, I live 1 hour north of Atlanta. Cool. That's awesome. Very fun. Yeah, I mean, that was, how many years ago did I go there? Probably 40 years ago. That was a long time ago. I remember we stayed in this hotel, and it was one of those fancy hotels with like the sort of the interior foyer was open, and all the rooms and the floors were like around the outside, and it was pretty freaky. It was very, very, very cool. I enjoyed that. Yeah, we used to go to my dad's conferences every summer, and that was fun. Actually, one year we came to Montreal. We weren't even living here. I live in Montreal. And I remember driving to Montreal and being so impressed with the city because we were from Ottawa, a smaller city. And now regularly, you know, not recently because of COVID, but regularly we would go downtown and revisit that old hotel that we stayed in, which was really cool because it's right in the center of downtown. Right near like the Jazz Fest and all that type of thing. So here's like these ones so far. I'm going to do another wire. Let me just bring this one here. Okay, I think this one, I wanted to do, I want to make it more towards the end. So I'm actually going to, I don't know how I can do this without ruining it. I'm just going to tighten this one a little bit more. And this one's going to be here. And then I'm going to do one more at the end just because I don't want any big gaps in it. So let me go ahead and cut that. So Mustafa, are you doing a wire crow sculpture? Not a wire crow sculpture, but I will do a little tiny crow to go in this tree. And that's in honor of my friend Allison because she passed away a few months ago, and it was a very sad thing, but I always, whenever I see crows, I think about her because when she passed, there was quite a vocal crow in her yard when we got together to give her a little tribute. And so now every time I see a crow, I think of my dear friend Allison. And so I will put a little crow sculpture in this, in the tree in honor of her. So we're going to do that. And we're going to bring this around. Actually, Allison was a member of the Wire Art and Jewelry Makers Club, and she made some, she's never ever posted. She was very humble, but I will post a picture of this bead curtain that she made because it was absolutely stunning. And I spoke about it before, but I never posted it because she was very humble and very, you know, reserved. So, but I will share that with you guys because it was absolutely stunning. And all her friends have a little piece from the curtain, which is lovely. And I talked about that in one of my live stream where it wasn't a live stream, in the video where I opened Amber's beautiful gift. It's in my little art section. So there we go. Lovely tribute. Yeah, for sure. That's how we remember our friends, right? Through art. Yes. So there we go. So this is interesting. I actually just like this as is. I find it really beautiful. This upcoming crow. Yeah, so the crow is going to be teeny tiny, and I hope it's going to work. So we're going to see. So this is the idea. We do not know if this is going to work, but now we want to bring these up, okay? And then I was thinking, wouldn't it be fun to put a bunch of stones in there? But the thing is, I almost would have to do more. You know, maybe I'll do a cross wire. But if I put it above here, see, I just don't want it to be wobbly, right? So, but I'm looking at this and I'm thinking I might have to put a cross wire. Otherwise, the stones are going to fall through those cracks. So let's try to do a little cross wire. I'm not going to worry about this being too long. So a gift will be arriving from me. Oh my goodness. You got me curious now. Oh, wow. I hope it gets here soon. That's exciting. Thank you, Mustafa. You make such beautiful, beautiful things. I am very excited. So let's put this one here as a crossbar. And so the stones don't all fall out. So we're going to bring that one here. I've gone the opposite way of what was underneath because I don't want it underneath. Otherwise, it's going to be wobbly. So I put it on top of these ones. And then that way, it should stay, keep it so it doesn't get like wobbly. You know how when you have a chair that has one leg that's longer than the others, that's what's going to happen if that goes underneath. Then it's going to be like wobbly. So I don't know how many times I've gone to restaurants and like folded up napkins and stuck them under my chair, one of the legs of my chair because it's wobbly. So you always have to MacGyver my way into comfort there. Yeah, so you're very well. Aw, thank you so much. So guys, there's that. We might even have to do more, but I think for now, we're going to try to get away with this. You could probably do another cross bar if you had to. Like say you had a bunch of tiny stones, you can maybe put another crossbar. This might or might not work. So let me get my other stones. I'm just going to pour them out here to see. I had one of those in my school. Yeah. Oh, imagine at school it would drive you crazy, and it would drive the teacher crazy because she'd be hearing kids like kind of like going back and forth on their chair all day. So let's see what happens if we try something like this. I really don't know if this is going to work at all. So it's going to be like a puzzle trying to figure this out, like stick some stones in there and see if we can get something to work. And I don't have a lot of choice of stones right here. This is sort of what I have on hand, but I kind of like that idea. Like you put a bunch of stones. In the worst case, you could stick a bunch of little like little bits of glue or something in there to hold them in place. And Mia's there. Hey Mia, how are you? Oh Mia, are you on Facebook? Maybe Karen posted a picture of a tree. Maybe you can approve it because I'm not on Facebook right now because I'm doing the live stream, but Karen had posted a pic. So if you haven't already, maybe you can approve the pic and then people can see her tree, and I'll look at it after the live stream. So I'm just playing around with this for now. I don't know if this is going to work. These might be too small, these sea glass things. Actually, I think I want to try just with sea glass. I'm going to remove these for now. Just going to play around with it for a bit. Hey Becky, no problem. And Mia's going to fix that. Awesome. So Karen, I don't know if you're still on the live stream, but Mia's gonna approve your post. So that's fantastic. So there we go. So we're gonna stick these ones on here. Yeah, I'm not sure where this is going. We're just gonna play around with it and see, because I like the idea, but I wasn't 100% sure it was gonna work. So let me know in the comments. Maybe I should do the stones instead of the sea glass. I find the sea glass maybe doesn't show up as much. It's hard to say. I'll just play around with it for now. I feel like I'm doing a puzzle. Add cabochon. You could definitely do that too. Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff you can do for this. Maybe even like wind up a bunch of beads and stick them inside. Ooh, that would be really cool. I actually have a tutorial for a pendant that's going to be, I'm going to take off the design for the in the bracelet challenge, but it's a pendant with all beads that are wound together would be what would be super cool too. So we can just try something like this. See, I think they're gonna fall all over the place. I think these aren't gonna work. But what I could do for that, like if you had like, I don't know, some kind of netting or something, that might be cool too, like netting or chicken wire, like really fine chicken wire or something like that. That might be interesting too. So let's go back to plan A where we have stones, bigger stones. I think that's going to be better. So if we put the stones on here and maybe bring them up here, we're going to see how it's going to do, and it might or might not work. So this is fun. I'm having fun. I don't know about you guys. Only Real Tink says happy Sunday. Happy Sunday, everybody. So we're going to bring this one in here, add a few more of these, and just to give you an idea of what can be done. So that's just a bunch of random rocks. Let's see what else we can do. Oh, Mark's looking at me like I'm crazy, but that's all good. So there we go. We're going to put these. Yay, these look good. So now let's see if this is going to work. So we're going to bring this one here. This is going to be the tricky part. This is where you say, I wish I had more hands. So make sure these line up. So we're going to bring this one up here. Might or might not work. This is where you might want to tack them in place with some kind of glue or hot glue or something. And then we're just going to twist this around. Okay, we're just going to do a few of these. This is definitely experimental. And crochet, yes, that's a great idea, Mustafa. You could crochet some wires together to hold it in place. So now let's just go ahead. Here, I'm going to bring this right up. I'm not going to make it too high because I'm going to run out of wires. I did use 15-inch pieces just to give you an idea, but you can definitely use, you know, other lengths or sizes. This is 20 gauge wire. So now we're going to bring this one in and start twisting it around. And we can adjust these wires after this. We're just kind of like getting it settled in place. So that's good. And we're just gonna wind this around and around. And let me know if you guys are on Facebook, if you saw Karen's tree. Let me know if you're able to see it. That would be cool. And I'm not sure if Karen, if you're still on, but you can let me know. So we're gonna put these ones here, or not Karen, it was Kathy, right? Kathy posted the tree. I get the two K's mixed up. Perfect. So there we go. We're going to push this one in here. They're kind of like going out of place here. I don't know if this is going to work or not. And then we're going to bring this one around, maybe go around the other way. Hopefully I'm staying on the screen here. We're going to bring this around and around. Usually I could recuperate in some way or another. So if this is a giant fail, maybe there's a way I can recuperate it. Probably it would have been better to actually maybe use a bit of glue or something to hold them in place, just to kind of tack them in place. But I kind of like this idea of doing like different random rocks and stuff. I like the idea of having the wire base. I think it's kind of cool. It gives a little bit of stability. And then we're just going to keep going up with this. And as long as it's attached in enough places that it's the rocks aren't going to slip out, that's the main thing. So now this one ends up being a little bit small. So let's just work our way back down with this one because it ends up being, it wasn't quite long enough. So I'm going to just bend this one a little bit. It's a beautiful tree. Thank you. Well, let's just hope it works out. And this one is definitely the most experimental out of all of these, so we'll see how it goes. And we're going to bring this one around. This is the sort of thing I would love to do on vacation. Often I'll bring my wire when I go on vacation, and then I'll just troubleshoot ideas. So that's kind of cool. Oh, my finger's freezing up there. Sometimes when you hold your finger too like long in one position, it kind of freezes. That's what just happened. Ouch. Yeah, so we're going to go around here and bring that one up and up and up. I'm going to deal with these little ends after, I think. And then where are we here? We're going to bring this one over and bring that one around and around. This one's nice and long. This will make a nice branch. We can definitely use that for a branch. It's getting a little bunchy at the top, but that's okay. Yeah, see, these might come out but I'm going to try to deal with that. We're going to bring this one here, around here. Like, see, if there's one that's kind of coming out, I think we can deal with it after. Maybe I didn't put it in the right position, but I'm going to see how it goes after. So we're going to bring this one around and up. Actually, when I was on vacation last year, we went on a trip to Bathurst, New Brunswick. It was like a 12-hour drive. It was supposed to be a 9-hour drive, and it ended up being a 12-hour drive. And actually, Allison came on that trip. It was a beautiful trip. And one of the crafts I made, and I do have a tutorial on my channel, it was a bird made with I think it was with a shell. It was standing on a shell, and it was made with a rock, and it was crocheted. It was crocheted around, and it was really, really cute. So now once you get up here, you can start like twisting these ends together as well. I would probably E600 the rocks and start twisting them. That's a great idea to use the glue. I think that's a really great idea to attach them first, and I think that would make it more solid. Because now I'm wondering if we really want this many wires on it. You actually might be better just to and you know what I'm thinking too? I probably should have maybe twisted some of these wires together, but this is like very experimental. So yeah, there's a lot of possibilities you can do with this. And then if you want to thicken up the base, just backtrack back down here and you can thicken it up a little bit for sure. So that's always a good option, just to thicken up the base. Yeah, I think the glue is a good idea. I know a lot of people use that E600. In fact, I think I have some of that stuff. I don't generally use it, but I think I do have some. So yeah, so these seem to be sticking okay. This one is kind of like doing funny things. It looks like it wants to come out, but what you can do for that is try to hook it to one side of that stone, and then if you bend that wire, it's going to hook it more in place. So that's where you can do your adjusting to kind of make sure all the stones stay in place. And then this is the fun part where you take your round pliers and you go ahead and you give them little jogs. And then that not only tightens up the wrap, but it also makes it look much more interesting. So this is the fun part. You just go around, kind of adjust them in any way that you feel. Look at how your rocks are positioned and then decide, you know, how you want to bend these to hold them in place. So we're going to go around here and there and there and just go all the way around. Make sure they're all going to stay in place if you haven't glued them. If you've glued them, it's not such a big deal because that glue is permanent. So that's definitely a possibility, just to glue them first, and then you don't have to worry about that. And just pull that there. So that rock seems to be solid now. And let me just see, because the idea behind this is you really want this part to be flat so it won't rock back and forth. Otherwise, it totally defeats the purpose, which is why we did this design to begin with. So if it's going to rock, then that's just going to be totally defeating the purpose. So the idea is you want to keep this flat-ish, and then yeah, it's kind of rocking a little bit back and forth, but you might be able to kind of sculpt it in a way. I have to figure out why that's doing that. It's because they didn't end up being super flat, but I think there's definitely a way around that. I think if you had like really fine netting on the bottom too, you'd have more flexibility with the kinds of rocks and stuff. So yeah, see, it's doing, after all that work, it's still doing that. And what you can do for that is figure out why it's rocking. So if you want it that way or that way, I think we'd want it this way. And then maybe you could just bring this area down a little bit. So let's just see what happens if we just jog this down a little bit. We might totally destroy it, but yeah, I think that's, you know, that's always the hard part. And I know when I do, you know, freestanding sculptures, that's always the really hard part, is to figure out why they're not standing straight. And sometimes what you have to do is you kind of have to bend like one way and then the other way, and then that troubleshoots like getting them to be balanced type of things. So this is where you're going to have to play around with it. Sometimes if you like kind of push it that way, that could work too. Like already it's a little bit better. We're kind of sculpting as we go. So you can't really tell, but it is a little better than it was before. So we're just gonna go like around like that. And then now what you can do is adjust your tree. So if we're gonna go that way and that way, because this tree ended up being a little bit short, and then we're just going to bring the branches out like we did before. And I might not even put any foliage on this tree. I might just keep it as is, because a lot of trees you see, especially trees that are on the stones, they might be dead trees, or they might just be at a time of year that there's no leaves on them. And then if you want to add some wire, you can definitely add some wire. You could wrap the stones in a mesh. Yeah, I think the mesh would work really well. I think that's a great idea. So, oh, my computer's low on batteries. I'm just going to plug it in. Yeah, I think the sky is the limit with this. Either you do crochet or mesh or fine chicken wire. There's all kinds of things that you can do. So let's just cut another couple pieces of wire, and then I'm going to try to do the crow. So we're going to see how that's going to go. And then now I want to add some wires here. So we're just going to go ahead and add a few wires here, and then bring this one up, and to make it solid like I did before, take the opposite wire of what you were twisting and twist it around there. So that kind of adds a little bit. I probably should have maybe not made that one so high. Well, this one's really wing. I don't know why that's doing that. I'm going to bring that one down a bit more. Okay, we're going to bring this one down a little bit more. Perfect. And see if that's still bending. Yeah, it's pretty good. So sometimes you just have to kind of play around with the bending and stuff. And I'm going to add a few more wires just to make it a little more interesting. Maybe add one here. There we go. And what is fine chicken wire? Chicken wire is the kind of wire that they make chicken coops with, and you can actually buy finer chicken wire at Michael's. It's not super fine. It's like 1/2 inch instead of 1 inch, but it's a cool wire. Yeah, you can definitely use that for crafts and stuff. And I'm actually probably going to do a Tip Tuesday tutorial where I troubleshoot making my own chicken wire, but like fine chicken wire. So it's almost like crochet, but to make it like a little more consistent pattern. Because I think it'd be super cool to have like mini chicken wire, like really small chicken wire that you can do fun crafts and stuff with. So there was a girl in the Facebook group that did... she actually has a YouTube channel with some fun wire videos as well, and she was asking me about where to buy chicken wire, and so I sent her a picture of the chicken wire from Michael's, and I have to try to make some because I think it'd be cool. So now let's just go ahead and keep doing this. We're going to bring this one around and around. Yeah, it'd be fun, eh? Yeah, so for rustic like designs, like rustic wedding designs and stuff, it would be super cool. Like because they use a lot of chicken wire for DIY rustic weddings type of thing. What do they call those? Like barn chic or something like that? I'm not sure. I've never been married, so I have no idea about. I mean, I know about weddings because we sell wedding cake toppers, but there's all kinds of like trendy terms and decor ideas and stuff like that. So guys, I'm just kind of going nuts here, doing adding wires and different things. At some point I'll just stop, but for now I'm just having fun with it. So I'm going to add a couple of more wires, and then we're going to try to do a crow. Mustafa, what is it called? I started a YouTube channel too. Oh my goodness, everybody's starting a YouTube channel. That's fun. Yeah, I know Alman has one as well, and he's doing like crafts and different things as well. So yeah, you could just post a link here if you want to your YouTube channel. That's fine. We're all friends here. So now YouTube might filter the comment, but I can allow it, so it's all good. So we're gonna bring this around, do another branch, bring that up here, and bring that one up here, and then just twist this one around to hold it in shape. Perfect. So I think we have a lot of branches here, guys. This is yeah, maybe a couple more, although I don't want to do too many just because I'm going to run out of time. And then maybe I'll do one more. And I kind of like the idea of like it's kind of a little more abstract. This, it's all over the place. What I might do is just add to it after. I think it'll leave it like this for now. They're in the editing process. Awesome. Okay, so now I need some thinner wire to do the crow. So here's the tree. You can have a look at that while I go find some thin wire. I'm thinking 24 or 28 gauge, or maybe even 22. I have all my wires in categories. So this is a little, oh, that one's, yeah, I don't want purple. I have purple. Here's black. Okay, I have some 22 gauge black wire. That might be good. So let me just cut a piece of that. I'm just going to cut that. And I am going to, and let me know in the comments if you guys have posted anything in the Discord. I posted Kathy's tree to Discord. Oh, that's fun. Okay, so let's have a look at that. I'm going to open, I was just going to ask anyone if they posted stuff to Discord. So, oh, Alman, you've got some stuff. You got to tell me. I missed your comment if you did, I didn't know if you've told me or not. So Alman is working on the tree. Sorry if it's a little not so great lighting, but this is Alman's tree so far. It looks amazing. I love the way you twisted the roots like that. Looks fantastic. And here's a better picture. Wow, it looks amazing. I love those twisted roots. Actually, I was thinking it'd be cool to make a tree with the twisted wire from Beetle because they sent me a bunch of twisted wires, so that's so cool. Wow, look at that. You added the beads to it. Wow, you're just booting there, Alma. That's fantastic. Great. Yeah, perfect. So I'm going to get to Kathy's as well. There we go. So this is Kathy's tree. Fantastic. Oh, that looks beautiful. Yeah, so she did like little round loops for the branches. It almost looks like a bonsai tree. I think Mustafa, you've done those bonsai trees before as well. It looks beautiful, and I like her stone. Very nice. So Kathy, I don't know if you're still watching, but there's your tree. Fantastic. So let me just pull this back. And that's it so far. So guys, yeah, keep sharing if you're working on your trees. And then for the crow, I haven't really decided how I'm going to do this, but I thought maybe just do like a little, actually, Mimi took a picture of the crow, but I don't know. Did you send me the picture of the crow, Mimi?
It was on your iPod.
Oh, it's on my iPod. Oh, well, there you go. I can't look at it because I'm filming on my iPod. It's all good though. So the idea, what I was thinking would be cute for the crow, and I don't even know if it's going to work, was just to wrap it. But maybe what I have to do first is do like a little base. I should probably be using my tools. So here we go. So we're just going to go like this. Yeah, the Almond did a great job on his tree. Fantastic. So Mustafa, are you working? You're working on one. Okay, so post a picture when you have it. And I'm not going to worry too much about doing an eye for the tree or for the bird, because the idea is I wanted to do it like kind of twisty. So I don't know, his beak looks a little big. I'm just going to try this as a concept, and then we're going to see how it goes. And then of course you need like the little legs to attach to the branch. So maybe what I should do is actually leave this like that so I can attach it to the branch, and then do like a little tail for the tree, or I keep calling it a tree, and it's a crow. So we're going to bring this one up here, do the little tail, bring that up. And then the idea would be, this is sort of my 4 crow friends have large beaks like that. Okay, cool, nice. So here's like just a basic shape for a crow, and the idea was I wanted to make it more 3D. So how do you make it more 3D? We can just wind some wire around it. So if we're going to bring this around, and maybe I'll even add some kind of wings to it after as well. So this is called like 100% troubleshooting, so I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do. But what I was thinking was maybe you can just like wind this around somehow. So let's just play around. We can always do something different after, but I like the idea of kind of like just winding it with wire. It might not look right, but you don't know until you try, right? So we're just going to go around this, around. Yeah, I'm not sure I'm liking this way it's going that way. I was thinking maybe the crow would be better to do like the tail with more kind of vertical lines. So now we have to straighten out their wire, which is, you know, it gets kind of crinky. So we're going to go like that. And let's just see what we can do. If we do it this way, it might be better. So we're going to just go around here and then try it. If we go this way and then back and forth maybe a little bit. I'm just really like kind of thinking as I go here, guys. I don't know that it really matters. Let's just go back and forth a little bit first to see. I like the idea of it kind of looking like feathers type of thing. I think I'll definitely be working on this crow to see other ideas. But for now, I just didn't like the way that it was wound horizontally around there. So I'm just kind of doing like a little, like more vertical. And then that kind of looks like feathers a little bit, sort of kind of. And then we're just going to play with that. And then I'm just going to forget about that now for now and just wind the rest of the crow. And zigzag lines. Yeah, maybe some like kind of zigzaggy lines. I'm going to try like just like a abstract kind of wrappy thing. Like maybe even this wire is might even be too thick, you know, for the I don't know if they gave me a thinner black wire. Maybe even the 20, what I'm thinking is the 28 gauge might be better. So I'm going to do one with this gauge wire, and then I'm going to try one with the 28 gauge wire. So this is the idea. You just kind of wrap it around and then bring this around to the head. Bring that, like, I just don't want it too consistent. Like, I don't want the wrap to be too consistent. I want it to be like quite abstract, but I'm not 100% sure if that's going to work or not. So if we just bring this here and that way, it's not too bad. Not sure about that, but maybe bring this to the back a little bit. It's kind of cute, not quite sure, but then we could just bring it around and fill it out a little bit and bring it down there. So this is sort of try number one for the crow, bring that out a little bit. Doesn't really look like a crow, but not too bad. And then you would just like kind of stick it in the tree. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to clip that. I'm going to try another one and fill it in with thinner wire. So there's that. And let's try another one. So I'm actually going to bend the beak more on like a sharp angle. So it's like more of a sharp angle here. You can even do it, if you do it so this is to the back, then it looks like really pointy. So that's kind of cool too. So we're going to do it like that. Bring that around. Okay. And then I'm not really going from a picture. If I had drawn it out first, to me it would be much easier, but I'm just winging it. So it's kind of like the same shape as the bird I did in the sun catcher. So we're just going to go around here, bring that around there, and then that one down here. But it looks more like, here, I'm going to go, Mustafa says it looks more like a cuckoo bird. Oh, that's cool. What's a cuckoo bird, like in a cuckoo clock? So there we go. We're going to bring that, and I'm going to do the tail. Actually, the tail shouldn't be out like that. The tail, I think, should be maybe more pointy. Yeah, probably should be looking at a crow picture, but we'll see. So if I go like that, I'm going to also bend that one more pointy and see how that works. And around here, yeah, not sure what that tail's doing, but we'll figure it out. So I'm going to just bring this around. I'm almost tempted to do like little wings or something, but I think what I'll do is just try to fill it out with a, I'm going to try to fill it out with the thinner wire. So there's the basic shape. Okay, we've got the basic shape. Makes it sound like cuckoo. That's cool. Yeah, we used to have a cuckoo clock at our cottage. In fact, I think we might still have it. I'm not sure. But yeah, so I'm going to try to find some.
We do.
Oh, we do. We still do. According to Mimi, we still have it. So that was 22 gauge wire. So let me try it with a thinner wire. I have 24, but I don't have 24 gauge black. So I'm going to get 28 gauge. if I can find it. Oh wait, so I have 20, 22, 24. Okay, so let me find some 28 gauge wire, or if I had 26 it would work, and we'll go from there. I have a lot of 28 gauge wire because I used to do a lot of crocheted wire. I still do quite a bit, but I used to do a lot of it. So there we go. I'm going to get some 28 gauge wire. Perfect. And we'll try to fill it out with that and see how it works. So it's going to be easier to manipulate than the 22 gauge wire for sure. So let me just cut some of that off. And just cut that. The wire's really tangled out, but that's okay. So we're just going to cut a piece, tear this apart a little bit. Okay. Wow, this is really a mess. So we're going to get a piece, maybe cut it like 2 feet long or something. And now we're going to try to wrap up this little bird to see if it looks like a crow. And in the meantime, I'm just going to look up a crow pictures on Google just to see what it looks like. Yeah, it is sort of pointy a little bit. Yeah, and the nose is quite pointy. So yeah, so that's pretty well it. It's a little chubbier maybe. Okay, so we're gonna go like that. I thought I missed it. Hey Peggy, you're catching us on the tail end, but at least you could say hello and you could definitely watch the replay. We're just working on tree number 3, which is here. And I want to put a crow in the tree. And my first crow is a bit of a hot mess. So I'm going to try it with the 28 gauge wire. So here's the base is made with 22. And so here is the crochet wire. Well, I call it crochet wire. It's 28 gauge. So maybe what I'll do is start by like attaching it to the tail here, and then bring this one around up here. And Mustafa, you let me know if you put anything in the Discord group, because I'll definitely check that before I sign off as well. So I'm just going to go ahead and maybe bring this one up all the way up to the top. So we have like a little base wire there. And then I'm just going to try to go around this and see if it's going to work. It might or might not work. Maybe we're just going to go like abstractly around. This is much easier to manipulate than the 22 gauge wire for sure. So we're going to go around here and around, and we might actually run out of wire, but it's not too bad. So we're going to go around here, and then if you have a loose end, just stick it in there. And then this one too, we're going to just bring it around, wrap it. I could add wire too if I want to. So it's going to be sort of an impression of a crow. It's not going to be super accurate, but I kind of like the idea of making a kind of 3D-ish sculpture with this. This is just definitely something I want to work on because I love the idea of putting a little bird in the tree. I think it's a great idea. If you have like a little bird charm or a little bird bead or something, that could work too. There's definitely a lot of possibilities for this, and we're just going to keep going around, keep filling it out, and then it gets a little chubby as you're going. It's kind of cute. I like it with the 28 gauge wire. I think it looks really good. So we're going to go around here, and I kind of want to put a wing on it, but I'm not sure if that's going to work or not. But here's sort of like the idea. The crow, he's got a little lump on his back. I'm not sure how that happened, but we can kind of sculpt it as we go. So that's a little bit, not 100% sure, but maybe we can even use the pliers to fix the shape up a bit, like, because you want to pinch in the head a little bit. It's kind of cute. I don't mind it. It's not the best, but it's kind of interesting. And like using the 28 gauge wire to kind of sculpt around and make it look like a crow. And I'm just going to look up crow in tree so I can see. I'm just looking it up on Google to see what it looks like. And basically it just kind of looks like a shape. There's not, it's not really anything special. So it goes like that, but the tail maybe is more down, I think. I think the tail is more down. Yeah, so that looks a little better. Kind of looks like a woodpecker. I don't know what's happening with his beak. Anyways, let's just fix that up a bit maybe. And we're gonna go like that. Maybe fix that up a little bit. Okay, so you think it's cute. Aw, thank you. The second crow is super cute. Aw, thanks, guys. That's it's getting there. It's not too bad. It's the beak, I'm not 100% sure, but I think you can kind of sculpt it. I love the idea of doing it all in wire. I think it's really fun. I think just the maybe the end of the beak just needs a little work. What if I like pinched it and then kind of like bent it? Yeah, see, I don't want it to look like a loop. I kind of want to close that bend. Yeah, if I close that bend so there's no like hole in it, and then I kind of bend it on the side, there's like this little bit of like light coming through the beak, which is strange. That's better. I kind of like closed it, but it's not too bad. And then we can just adjust this, play around with it. Yeah, I think this is just definitely something you'd have to play around with and see, because maybe I closed it up too much now. But yeah, sometimes when you overwork something, it's not any better, right? So we're just going to keep it like that. Looks kind of cute, not too bad. And that's just the idea. So that's like the impression of the crow. I'm definitely going to work on that idea to see. And Lorraine says, hi, such a beautiful morning. Yes, yeah, it's a beautiful day here in Montreal too. So let's attach it to our tree. I'm going to just put it up in the tree, maybe up here. The tree is not really finished. I definitely would like to add more stuff to this tree. See, this one's winging around a little bit. I'm not sure why, but see, if it wings around too much, you can even take it and attach it to another branch and just go like that. So really the sky is the limit with this. There's a lot you can do with it. I would definitely add more wires to this, but for now, I'm just going to stick the crow in the tree, and then we're going to go from there. But I kind of want them to really show, so I think I'll just put it up here. Maybe I'm going to add one more wire just because I tend to be a bit of a perfectionist, and I will add more later, but for now I'm going to add one more wire and I'll add my crow, and then that'll be it for today, guys. And so if you want to share anything on Discord, share it now, and I'll show it before I leave the live stream. So now we're going to take this and wind this up here, just bend this together here, around and around. And this one, I probably should have started this one lower. Oh, one of my stones fell out, guys. Okay, that's not a surprise. So we're gonna bring this one down here. Yeah, I think glue would have been a better idea for that, but you know, that's retrospect, and I didn't think about it before the live stream. So, or hot glue even. So we're gonna go here. Oh, bye, Mia. Thanks so much for your help. Thanks for approving Kathy's post as well. I appreciate that. It's hard to be in two places at once. So there we go. So we've just got that. Oh, that one got really, really messy, but that's okay. And then, so if you want to put your crow in the tree, we can just take the crow and then just maybe put it up here. And if you don't want it to slide around, you can also maybe just do a little loop to hold it in place. So we're going to just do a little loop here, just so that we have something to wind the wire on. We're going to bring it up here, and it doesn't have to be a big hole because it's like quite thin wire. So if we're just going to do the little loop, and I posted my tree in the pro. Okay, awesome. So as soon as this is done, I'm going to go to Discord and check what you guys have posted, and we're going to stick the little crow in here. And oh, he's kind of cute. I like him. So we're going to go here and bring this one around, and just want to make sure it's secure. So just wind it around a couple of times. That should be good. And maybe even on the other side of the loop, if it's gonna like twist around, you want it to be secure. So let's just wind it around either side of the loop to be good and secure. And I love the crow. Awesome. Well, I'm happy it turned out. I really was not 100% sure it was going to turn out, but it's pretty good. With the 28 gauge wire, it works quite well. So that's good. So we're going to just pinch the ends in place to hold them in place. So there's our little crow. Oh yeah, it stands out quite well. And then I'm going to fill up more branches after. You could even go with a thinner wire if you want to add, because trees, you know, the branches get thinner and thinner, so you could definitely add thinner wire after. I want to make a larger crow and add our crow post, which is where we put all the loose feathers and other gifts they've left behind for us. How cool. Oh, I definitely want to see a photo of that, Amber. That's fantastic. Hundreds of them over here. Yes, lots of crows. So guys, here's our tree with the little stones. I lost one of them, but if I did this again, I would probably glue them in place. I think that's a good idea, but there's the concept. So you've made like a little basket on the bottom to hold the stones, and also in theory to keep it a little more even though it's rocking in and out of place, but we'll work on that. So there's the crow, and then here's the other tree we started, where I just attached it to a stone, and then I did like little extra roots there. I'm not 100% convinced about those, but I've done other trees where you do the roots and then you attach it. So there's that one. And then the other one, which was our first one, yeah, definitely send me a photo, yes. So you like the crow in the tree? I'm so happy. And then here is the first one we did with the basic tree that you don't need a stone. You could just stands on the table. And then all our different possibilities for dangling, like either chain or stones, crocheted wire, squiggly wire, little stones with the squiggle, and then or just twisting stones into there. So now let's go to Discord and see if we have more pictures. I will just open up the app, and we have, so there we go. So Ginger, wow, you got the whole thing done. That's amazing. Okay, wait, I gotta backtrack because we've got a few posts here. So here's Ginger. That looks amazing, and I love all your stones in the background. Are those tiger eye? Those look like tiger eye stones. That's fantastic. Yeah, I really, really love it. Beautiful. Yeah, and you've twisted the stones around in the branches. I think that's sort of like the quickest way to do it, and it looks really good. It looks fantastic. Yeah, and your roots look great twisted together. Fabulous. So there's that. And then Mustafa. So here's Mustafa, and he's done the little bonsai style, how do you say, the branches with the little leaves, and then your little, there, I could just bring it up a little bit bigger. That is really cool. Nice. Let's go to the next one. There's a little top view. Fantastic. Oh, it looks great. Yeah, I love your squiggles. Those are fantastic. Great job. Okay, and I think there's another one. Yes. Nice. I love the way you've curved the trunk. Looks amazing. And the way you've squiggled those branches, they look so organic. They almost look like they're blowing in the wind a little bit. But and I love your roots. Look at that. Look at all the detail in the roots. Those look fantastic. You've got a spiral, you've got the little loops. I love that idea of doing those on the roots. Fantastic. That looks amazing. So let me just go down, and another view of it. Fabulous. Wow, you guys are doing amazing. Fantastic. That's great. So if you're watching the replay and you want to share pictures of your trees in this group, so you could go to the Let's Get Wired section of Discord. Here's the link in the description, and definitely do that. I'm gonna flip the screen around. Let me just flip the screen. Perfect. So that was so much fun, guys. Let me just close this up here and see what time it is. 1:55. Oh my goodness, have we really been on for 2 hours? I cannot. I think this is my longest live stream ever. That was super fun. So guys, if you make pictures of the trees, go to Discord, share pictures of your trees, and don't forget the 10-day wire bracelet making challenge starts on Tuesday, September 1st. So you can either participate on Facebook in the event page. That's called, the event page is the 10-day wire bracelet making challenge on Facebook. And if you're on Discord, you go to the section bracelet making challenge, and I'll be posting more what supplies you need. For now, just get your basic like 20 gauge, 18 gauge wire, random beads and stuff in your tools. And if there's any other special materials, I'll let you know. We are going to have options with each design, so that's going to be great. And thank you guys for staying on for so long. That was really fun, and we got a lot accomplished. You see, there's tons of possibilities for the trees, tons of different things that you can do. And yeah, so I'll see you for the bracelet challenge. What I'm going to be doing, I have to decide what time of day I'm going to be posting the videos. I might do it at the regular time, 10. So I'm gonna figure that out all out and let you guys know. And have an amazing rest of the weekend. And we'll definitely see you Tuesday for the bracelet challenge. I'm super psyched. Thanks, guys. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye.